Hello, I'm Ben from Video Blog Basics, and continuing on from the last episode, we're going to do screen capture on a Mac. And I'm going to bring up some of the functionality that we have with the Windows that we had, and just give you an overview of the software packages to use. So, first of all, I'm trying to resize a window and making sure that it's the right size. Again, if you watched the last episode, you want to have a video that isn't too wide and that you can display on a screen like this and be able to look at it. Now, if you see this video here, or at least the little screen capture, you can't read any of the text and stuff. And that's what happens when the video is really small. If you make this bigger, yes, you could just read the text, but you don't want to have to deal with that. So I always recommend that you make your videos 720p or the 720 high definition, which is 1280 wide and 720 tall. But getting that to happen every time is kind of a pain in the butt. So unlike in Windows, you can't get a free screen resizing little software package. However, at Helium Foot Software, you can get this here, the Mercury Mover, and it's all self-explanatory. But once you figure out the hotkeys, and I believe they're command, function, and an arrow, and you'll notice that I have the resize dialog come up, and I can do the same thing but have it so I'm moving the window where I need it to be. But I want to resize it, and if I'm wanting to resize it to 1280, you can see I hold down shift and it allows me to go in 10 increments. So it's 1274, go to 1280, then use the down arrow, and we want 720. So 14, 15, 17, 20. So now this would be the size that I prefer to use for a window, and I've just resized that. So when I screen capture, I can screen capture and then I can have a window that I can crop to. So first software that we can come up with, let's take a look at the free stuff first. Okay, first of all, you can get, just like in Windows, you can get Jing, which will do a 3-minute video for you, and it will save it to your desktop in a format that you should be able to read with most of the Mac software out there, QuickTime and iMovie and everything, and be able to edit it from there. So, you know, the problem with this is that you're only getting 3-minute increments. I know you can buy a premium version of Jing and be able to use it. What is Jing Pro? I'm not sure how much it costs, so let's just take a quick look. Yeah, this is one thing I kind of find frustrating is figuring out what the cost of stuff is, and you have to go through all these hoops. But at any rate, take my word for it, you can buy it, and then you're not limited by the amount of time that you have with the videos. So that's Jing taken care of. Another free one people don't realize is that with QuickTime, you can actually do a screen capture with QuickTime. You have to buy QuickTime Pro though, and QuickTime Pro, I'm not sure exactly how much it costs. I think it's pretty cheap. I think it's under the $50 mark. So what I will do is I'll just bring up the QuickTime player, and what you'll notice here, I'll just quickly show how easy it is you click on File, New Screen Recording, and it brings up this dialog. You hit this arrow, and you can use the built-in line in for the audio to do the screen capture. So that works pretty good. Problem is that you're not necessarily capturing the video or the audio coming out of your computer. For that, you need to install a new little piece of software called Soundflower, and then configure Soundflower so that it'll bring in both the line in and the audio coming from your computer. I will leave that for a later date for another tutorial, but keep in mind that if you want to use QuickTime, you definitely want to get the Soundflower and be able to do that. So once you've done the screen capture using QuickTime, every Mac seems to have a version of iLife on it, and iMovie is always there, and you can very quickly edit things using that. So it is a semi-free method. You could try maybe using the free Jing, recording only 3-minute increments, and iMovie 11, and that would be free. Problem with that is that you're always jumping between two different software packages. You have to deal with video codecs and whether iMovie will work correctly with Jing or not. It can be a pain in the butt. So this comes down to, let's pay for some software and let's just make it easy on ourselves. First and foremost, this is my first choice with screen capture on a Mac. It's ScreenFlow. It's a $100 package. You can try it for free for a few days, and there's a new version coming out, which ought to be pretty good. At any rate, what happens with this is it's a pretty simple, press a button, it records everything for you. It asks you if you want to bring in the audio from the computer, the audio from the mic, and once you've done that, it has a really robust editor so that you can get these videos online. So, this is, again, my first recommendation to purchase. Or Camtasia, you can get it for Mac. It is pretty good. There are some, because it is fairly new to the Mac, there are some kind of funky things. Maybe it's more that I'm so used to using ScreenFlow. It's not too bad. I definitely recommend it as a secondary to getting the ScreenFlow. But in the meantime, that's what we're going to cover today, is that we have ScreenFlow, Camtasia, Jing, and you can use QuickTime and iMovie to do your screen recordings on a Mac. And in the next few episodes, what we'll start covering is how to use these little pieces of software and start putting some of your videos online. So hopefully that's helped you out, and I'll talk with you guys in a bit.